Y'all, I would love if you showed Rusha Muley, our next speaker, some love in the chat. Rusha grew up in India where she studied mechanical engineering, but later moved over to the USA to pursue an MFA in animation. Rusha worked on Smite for a couple years, but these days you can find her over at Fire Rock Studios, where she is a senior character technical artist. And today she's here to talk to you about networking and the value of relationships. So, again, let's show some love in the chat, and I'm going to hand it over to Rusha.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Building Meaningful Professional Relationships. I'm Rucha Mure. I'm a senior character technical artist at Firewalk Studios. Before we begin, a little bit about me. I was I was born and brought up in Mumbai, India. I pursued a Bachelor of Technology degree in mechanical engineering from VJTI Mumbai. Um, Although I loved a lot of my classes, I was always drawn to animation. So I decided to apply for a master's degree at SCAD Savannah. In 2015, I moved to the United States for my master's degree. While I was pursuing my MFA, I interned on Paladins at Hi-Res Studios. Went back to school, finished my degree, finished my thesis, and joined Smite as a full-time technical animator at Hi-Res Studios. I worked on Smite for a couple of years. Met a lot of great people, made some lifelong friends, got to work on a lot of cool characters. You can see some of the characters I got to rig at the bottom of the slide. There's Cthulhu, Tiamat, Merlin, Persephone, and so many more. In 2020, I joined Firewalk Studios as a character technical artist. It's been a really fun couple of years. I've got to learn so much from industry veterans, and I've got to watch really talented and really skilled artists go about doing their best, and they're like showing off their craft. And I'm really excited for you guys to get to see what special game we're building in the future. So let's get into it. Um, who is this talk for? This talk is for students who are trying to break into the industry, trying to learn how to make connections. It's for new industry folks who are trying to grow their connections, grow their network. It's for immigrant game devs who are looking for a support system. And it's for those of us who have lost our social skills thanks to the pandemic. Um, I'm guilty of this. Before the pandemic, I was a social butterfly, and now I'm just a chameleon who wants to blend with the walls. And it's a process trying to learn how to be social again after coming back into civilization from lockdowns. Why did I decide to talk on this topic? I feel like these skills are not innate in us as humans, these skills that are required for networking well. Um, and I love helping students and budding artists find their footing in the industry. And I've realized that they make the same mistakes I did when I was starting out in the industry. So I just try to condense, what I've done right over the years, and what I didn't do right but learned from in this presentation. And hopefully there's an aha moment for you somewhere in there. And even if you take away something from one sentence I say in this presentation, I'll be really happy. Um, okay, let's talk about why do you want to build a professional relationship that's meaningful? They serve as a set of meaningful professional relationships, serve as a support system. They make work life more fun. It's just one more extra reason to come to work, look forward to work. They're motivational. If you're starting a challenging project, just reach out to your mentors or your professional friends if they're going to be there in your corner. Um, they help with imposter syndrome. Like not too long ago, I woke up feeling I don't deserve to be here. I'm a fraud. And I calmed down. After I calmed down, I messaged my professors who were some of my professors were my mentors and other professional friends. And I just had a normal chat with them, and that helped lift up my mood so much. Of course, they open you up to exciting career opportunities. Um, And this is sort of like the main goal in building a connection, isn't it? So like building professional friendships just helps you take one step closer to exciting career opportunities, because everybody wants to work with friends, right? So let's get into it. Let's discuss some cheesy lines I'm going to repeat throughout the talk. We're going to go into them in detail in the future of the presentation. Show genuine interest. People can totally tell when flattery is fake and it's calculated. So don't be manipulative. Let any appreciation or any emotion come from the heart. Be genuine. Keep your ego at home in the broom closet. It's very important. Um, don't let your ego come in the way of making like meaningful connections. Be a good listener. This is a skill I'm still trying to hone, and I think it's a very important skill. Is being a good listener, listening to everyone, because everyone has something to teach us. Um, Go that extra mile. This, I think I learned it in like some teenage self-help book, and it has helped me so much still. It still helps me so much. Is do what is required of you, but also do something extra, go beyond it, add that extra punch of flavor that's just you. And people are going to appreciate that. Um, Shed your biases, leave those preconceived notions behind, leave them in the closet, and just be open to connecting with people. Some pointers about making professional friends. Remember that it's supposed to be a symbiotic friendship. What can you give this relationship, not just what you can get from it? um, so I stayed up last week, and I tried to come up with a mnemonic device. Condense like the steps that I take when I try to build a professional relationship. And the best I could come up with was I lack me. And it sounds depressing, and it gets more depressing the more you think about it. So I just decided, cue mom joke. I just decided to think of Forrest Gump saying it, because then it sounds like you're just being appreciative of yourself. So I lack me. And I swear it gets better from here. Um, let's go through each alphabet. Introductions. Introduce yourself. Let them introduce themselves. Listen well. Listen to them while they're talking about themselves. Listen um, to what they're introducing themselves as. Don't jump to the next point you're trying to make and forget to listen. Um, Ask questions. Taking interest is more effective than trying to prove you're interesting. And we have this like innate urge to try to seem super interesting, and we think, oh, if I make myself seem really interesting, this person is going to stay back and talk to me, which is not really true. Most often, people also, everybody wants to talk about themselves. Everybody wants to tell you what makes them click. So ask questions, see what this person's interests are, what makes them click. um, you will get their attention for longer. You'll have a better conversation if you take interest in the person, rather than trying to just boast and try to seem interesting to them. um, and conversations move forward if you ask questions. So ask questions, try to learn about this person. Common interests. So as you ask questions and listen to those answers, you're gonna hit a common ground. Hopefully, you're gonna hit a common ground, and bingo, you have like a sort of a semblance of a bond at this point, and you can talk about what your common interest is, and like you can nerd out about it to the max. Um, K is for keep in touch. If you feel like the connection was successful, take their contact, send them a thank you message the next day. Even if you don't feel it was a successful connection, just to be nice, thank them for their time. Keep it simple. And if you feel like they were really interested in connecting with you, um, reach out to them, touch base with them sooner. Depending on if you feel like it was like an okay vibe, maybe connect with them, like touch base with them in a couple of months. But still, try to work on it. Like go back and see what's exciting in their lives. Um, meet up. If you both are interested, plan on meeting up online, offline, keep it going, keep the momentum going. Extra efforts, there's that extra mile again. Do something extra, and we're going to talk about it later on. But yeah, just let them know that you value them. Um, okay, so let's talk about approaching someone online now. Let's get into the specifics. Um, so an example I would like to tell you was some years ago, I was just perusing some websites of some studios, and in one studio's reel, I found this short that had just like the really amazing rigs, and I just thought to myself, I need to know who this person is because they're really talented, and I found out who the rigger was. I found them on LinkedIn. I know I'm trying to like practically tell you to be a stalker, but don't be like a mega stalker. Just do the needful, find out who that artist was. So yeah, I found out who the rigger was, and I approached them on LinkedIn. I was like, "Hey, I saw your work. I think it's really cool, and I would like to connect with you." And we just had like a really nice conversation because that just instantly broke the ice. And yeah, it was like a really pleasant conversation. And to this day, I have I get such delight watching them push their skills forward. So summarizing, if you find someone online that you'd like to know better, figure out what it is that you wanna that drew you to them. Is it their motivational posts? Is it their art style? Is it their career trajectory that you would want to emulate? Use that as an icebreaker, and you're sure to warm them up to you a little bit. um, and once you approach them, apply I like me. If they're busy and they don't have time to engage with you, respect that. It's okay. Don't let that discourage you from approaching other people. Um, okay, now we come to approaching someone in person. I kid you not, guys. I think it's daunting for most people. It's a horrifying need to do. Every time I'm about to walk up to a stranger, my mind is racing. I'm overthinking. I think about what if they just turn away and don't acknowledge me? What if they think I'm stupid? You know, and especially if you don't sound like a majority of the demographic, or you don't even know the language that well, it can be really scary. But I want to tell you something I learned recently. In swing dancing class, our instructor was teaching us how to approach a stranger at a social dance. So he basically said that you walk up to a person and say, "Hey, would you like to dance with me? I'm a beginner. I would like to learn more." And that takes the pressure off. Like instantly, it breaks that stress barrier, and it's like it sort of warms them up to you. They're not gonna be they're gonna be nice to you. They're gonna be kinder to you once you accept or once you tell them that, "Hey, I'm a beginner, but I would like to learn more." And this, like, just being that little bit vulnerable, can like really help someone, or you open up to people and help them warm up to you. So do that when you're approaching a person in real life. Just acknowledge that, "Hey, I'm just trying to learn this, but yeah, I'd like to talk to you about it," stuff like that. So here's what you do: like, take a deep breath, smile, introduce yourself, and listen to them introduce themselves, and ask simple questions, and build up to asking more questions, because that's how you're gonna keep the conversation moving. um yeah, I just want to, yeah, well, recently, not recently, like few years ago, I was at a social meet for the industry, and all I did was I took a deep breath, calmed myself down, let the excitement of the event seep in, and I just kept this slight smile on my face. Not a creepy smile. Don't have like a creepy smile on your face. Just like, have a slight smile. Keep an open body language. Don't cross your arms. Just be like accepting of this excitement of the event. And I kid you not, approached so many people and had successful conversations. I even got approached by a couple of people, and I'm still in touch with them, like even though they're like in a whole different part of the country. And one of them even went, oh, you're a rigger, I know someone who's an awesome character artist. And they connected me to this person who wasn't even in the room. And now I'm connected to this person, this character artist, and we have a plan to collaborate together on a personal project. How awesome is that? Just being a little receptive, just calming down, smiling can get you really far in social situations. Um, Okay, sometimes they might respond to you. Sometimes the conversation might not be smooth, but you should still pat yourself on the back because it's daunting, it's challenging, and you did it. You went out and tried to talk to a stranger and didn't die. Um, if it goes successfully, get their contact, and repeat. Thank them for their time. Um, If you feel like it was a successful connection, yay, you have a professional friend. What do you do next? You go back to those cliched lines I spoke about in the beginning. You keep in touch, check in on them periodically and see what's exciting. You apply I lack me all over again. Um, Make a plan to meet up. I try to come up with like really cool mnemonics, like, oh yeah, 4 C's. So um, this is all I came up with. They like catch up with them over coffee, play games with them, take your work to them, keep your ego in the closet, take your work to them, and ask for their input. And, even if you don't agree with what input they give you, still thank them for their time. They tried to help you make your work better. Collaborate, work on a project together. Just something outside of work that could help your reel, or just something you could learn from. And I snuck in a last C, which is conversation. If you don't have time to do any of these things together, just keep having conversations periodically. Just keep in touch, keep that momentum going. Don't let it fizzle out. Uh, Go that extra mile. Remember to go that extra mile. Congratulate them on their big wins, big and small wins. Send them thoughtful messages during important events, or even like just randomly, like, send them a silly doodle, or maybe like a handmade gift or a personalized gift. Do whatever you can to make them feel valued and let them know that you do truly value them. The only rule with professional friendships is patience. They might be busy, they might not have time to engage with you for a while, and that's okay. Let the friendship breathe. uh, they'll come back. Even if they don't, it's fine. You at least had those few moments in the beginning of the friendship where you got to share your passion for for the industry, right? So it's still a great thing, and it's nothing lost if a friendship fizzles out. Um, if you get approached to be a mentor, it's a big commitment. So just remember these few things. You could learn something from the mentorship. Shed your biases. Clearly communicate in the beginning how much time you can give them and what kind of help you can provide them without, compromising your personal life. Um, a lot of times when I'm reviewing student reels for them, I just feel like so blown away. Like some of them use such cool techniques, and I want to know more about them. And that just stands to say that anybody could teach you something new. So, explore with them if they're trying to learn something you haven't before really learned. Help them learn from your mistake. Let them make their own mistakes, and hopefully you get to see their career take off, and you can smile with pride saying, hey, that's my mentee, that's my professional friend who's making these big strides in the industry, right? Yeah, so let's talk about making friends at work. Things to remember, like the main thing I've taught myself to remember is that whenever there's some friction, or I feel frustrated, just try to remind myself that everyone is really trying their best to maintain a great game. It's not personal. They're just trying to do their best. So Do not take it personally. Other things to remember: be respectful of their time. Don't contact them at odd hours. I'm guilty of this, and I'm so sorry that I did that, but I'm trying to improve. Give kudos when they have big and small wins. Um, Give them credit if they've helped you in some project, and accept your mistakes. Accepting your mistakes doesn't make you a bad artist. Mistakes are just a part of the journey, right? Um, and if you have a work friend who you have something in common with, hone that. Like, I had a bunch of friends who loved puns, and I love puns. So I started making puns of their names and drawing them on post-it notes and leaving them sneakily on their desks. And it just became like a fun game, and it just added like that extra bit of laughter to our days. So yeah, just try to make work life more fun, you know. If you don't have anything in common, so what? You're still working towards a common goal, and that's still exciting. So I know it's exhausting to make so many professional friends. You don't have to make friends with everybody, but you can still, like, bring this good energy to whoever you're collaborating with. Some parting thoughts. Be respectful, kind, and appreciative to people, because they like people who make them feel good. Um, Keep in touch with the professors. They're also your professional relations. They can be such great cheerleaders. um, People from different fields could have something to teach you. I once met this MIT professor. She was just going to join MIT as a professor, and I learned about her achievements, and I was just so fascinated. So I asked her more questions about herself, and I learned that she was doing research on human locomotion. And I felt that was so amazing that there's parallels between what she's doing and what I try to study as a rigor. Like, I try to study human motion, right? And we found so much commonality in our fields. And she even asked me to work on one of her presentations. And it's so cool that from an unknown corner, I got a project to work on, right? Um, yeah, be genuine, be honest. um don't befriend someone just to get a favor out of them and then cut them off or ghost them. If someone is kind enough to do you a favor, hone that. Keep in touch with them, express your gratitude. Maybe you could do something for them in the future. And in the end, I just want to say how amazing it is that we get to build games for a living. Let's stay excited about working in game development. I'm sure we all have moments when we just stop and look at what we are working on and just think, oh my God, do I get to do this for a living? And I feel like that's so awesome. Like, let's bring good energy to our work lives and to the people we collaborate with and interact with at work. So yeah, game development for the win. That's it, you guys. That was the talk. Thank you so much for listening. I wish you all the luck on your quest to build a cozy professional support system. If you felt like even one sentence was helpful to you, I'm really happy. Please connect with me. Um, and even if you felt like there wasn't anything new that you learned from this, still please do connect with me, because I want to know what your techniques are, what helps you make professional friendships. So yeah, let's connect live in the chat, and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Risha, for that wonderful talk. Speaking of nurturing your relationships, have you given game devs of Color Expo a follow on social media yet? If not, give us a like, give us a follow, give us some love. Thank you so much.